Alright guys, so I'm going to do a review on the Estes Proto X, and I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about this quad. It's pretty well known and pretty popular. I have had some concerns with it though, and we will go over those soon. It is a 4-channel nano quadcopter that has 6-axis stabilization and can do stunts. So when you take a look at the box here, shows what it comes with. It says to fly indoors. I have flown it outdoors because it is 2.4 gigahertz, which means that you can fly it outdoors with no problem. The range is pretty good. So yeah, alright, let's see what we got on the inside. I like the way the box opens up like this. And I did lose a prop the other day, so that's kind of a shame, but I did come with a full set of spare props, which are inside here, along with a USB charger. So you got the quadcopter itself is strapped in with these elastic bands here onto this side. I will take it out. And one other thing before I forget is it comes with a bunch of different instruction manuals. Each one is in a different language, so that's how they did that. And it also comes with a separate one for stunts and such, but I'll go over those. Put everything back here. One thing I want to mention though is the size of the controller is absolutely tiny. It's actually kind of comical, but it does work and it does do its purpose very well. So yep, here is the quad itself. Very small, very tiny. It's got great LEDs on it. They are nice and bright. And this comes in a very wide range of colors. You can also get the Huseman Q4, which is essentially the same exact chassis and body frame and everything. It looks the same, comes in different colors, but it has a whole different software built into it. From what I've heard, the Estes Proto X is much better. I haven't flown the Huseman Q4, so I can't tell you, but I do like this one. It has a charging kind of tag port in the back here, and on the inside it has an 100 milliamp battery. Some things of concern though with this one is the chassis is made out of a circuit board, so it's not going to be super strong in crashes. And one thing I don't really like is if you notice the distance between the props, they could have made the props bigger, thus giving the quad itself more power. Another thing to mention is that the props are very thin, so they're prone to, when you crash, they're prone to kind of rolling up at the tips where they make contact. That's another thing. And also the kind of motor holders here, motor pods, sometimes they have a bad crash. These things that hold them in kind of bend out. But with all that aside, this is a great, wonderful beginner's quad. This is what I started off on after I had the Braha Industries iQuad, which I kind of didn't really know how to fly. So everything works great. The program is great on the inside, the system, like firmwares, everything's great. So when you're flying, it doesn't have like an auto, I'm going to call it an auto brake system. So when you're flying forward, if you stop giving it forward motion, it's just going to level itself out and keep the momentum going. While its other quads actually put in an opposite input to stop it. This one is just going to keep your momentum going. It's very good for learning momentum and how you kind of can drag the quad around and stuff in the air. So rates, first rate is pretty much all you're going to be flying indoors. It's plenty fast enough. This is one of those ones where you kind of just keep picking up speed. And second rates, which you activate rates by pressing in on the actual knob, which I really like because that's kind of just like a good place to put that option. But I'm going to put that button. Second rates is pretty intense. It's a lot faster. It's very, very, very fast, this quad. And then at high rates, it's insanely fast. The yaw rate is still pretty fast in high rates, but it's nothing like the insane insane yaw rates that are on JJRC vehicles. But it's still very fast, and you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. So that's pretty much all I have to say. Oh, charge times. This one has a like 10 to 13 minute charge time. I get very low, very quick charge times with this. And you have to charge it from a USB port, so it does not charge from the charger or from the controller. Binds pretty quickly, makes a loud noise, and makes a loud beep. Stunts. For stunts, you're going to hold this, like press this button down, and then go forward if you want to do a forward flip. Then left or right, based on like left and right flips and back. And then you got your trims over here. Does not have yaw trim, but I don't think you're going to need it. So besides that, you get about a 5 to 6 minute flight in low rates, which is what I usually fly it in. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to do a flight video on this one, and I will talk to you guys later. Alright guys, I'm going to do a flight review of the Estes Proto X, a very commonly known nano quadcopter. Very small, very light and agile. First I'm going to turn it on. As you can see, the LEDs are very bright. And the receiver makes a noise when it's bound. And you're pretty much ready to go. It's very quiet, very small. But as you can see, it really gets going and keeps its momentum. This is low rates, by the way. So yeah, it's very fast, it's very agile. I think that comes with it being so light and everything. So we can do some flips here. Oh, that might have been rates. Yep, that was rates. Alright, we'll do some flips. Ooh. Let's try that again. It gives it quite a bit of throttle. Hold on. There we go. So that's your front flip. There's your side flips. They're not amazing flips. I mean, they're kind of choppy, but I think this hexacopter is more about the flying than it is about the stunts, because it's very momentumy. It gives you a lot of, really trains you for feeling the momentum when you come off of a turn. So for funnels, they're pretty big in low rates. So I'm going to move up to medium rates here. Which is a lot faster. Ooh. That's the only problem with this one. It sometimes gets a little too fast. And you get problems with the props bending up a little bit. Alright, everything looks good. So we'll do funnels and medium rates. Are pretty much around a motor. I don't see how you could get much better in high rates, but they do. Let's take a look. So the yaw rate does increase. I'll show you funnels. Yeah, I'm not the best high rate flyer with some of these ones because they do go so fast and the yaw spins at a much higher rate than the lower rates, but there are your funnels. Oof. And with this this quad being so small, it's very easy to get disoriented, even though the LEDs are very bright. So let's go back into low rates, and I'll show you some better flying. But besides that, I mean, it's very stable in low rates, and then yeah, it's just very stable. The LEDs are very bright. Let's see if I can keep it a hover. Shut the lights off over here. There we go. So I can see the LEDs. Oh, we lose an LED? Oh, what's up with that? Appears as though we have lost an LED. That's a little strange. So I guess one of my LEDs have stopped working, and that is a shame. I don't know why. I'll have to look into that later, but we'll continue on with the flight review. Uh-oh. Sensing a tad bit of a motor problem. Yeah. So I've just noticed now that this is one of my older quads, but I do have a problem with the motor on which the LED is out. Which is a shame because I really like this one. And there's your LBC warning, very bright. Oops, almost hit myself in the face there. It's a shame that that motor has either gone or the LED is making it unbalanced. Something interesting before I leave this one off is that if you have one of the bigger Proto X or the Estes controllers, the ones that have the actual like light switch on them, you can turn the lights on and off of this. However, with the stock one, you cannot do that. So that's something interesting I just wanted to mention, and I'm going to look into fixing that motor. But that's the flight review of the Estes Proto X. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe.